and welcome to Local Ventures. I am one of your hosts, Scott Kurland, Executive Director of LTV, and my co-host is...
I'm Amanda Curtis. I'm the Economic Development Coordinator for the City of Leominster.
Every episode, we're going to take you into a local business or local businesses that help make Leominster great. So this month, our first stop is to Descent Divers on Main Street. Let's go take a look. Welcome to Descent Divers, located at 6 Main Street in the heart of Leominster, Massachusetts. In 2022, Descent Divers was started by Matthew DeMar and his wife Pamela DeMar. This place is a treasure trove of scuba expertise. You can learn how to do CPR, get first aid certification, take GI Bill classes, and become a scuba diver and expert in underwater aquatics. Let's hear from Matt DeMar himself.
So I started scuba diving back in 2015. I was at a program, workout program for veterans in Boston, and they presented me with a flyer for a veteran scuba diving organization that helps veterans get into scuba and build a network, a community network in New England, other veterans. So being a veteran myself, I found it very interesting. So I called them up to see kind of what the deal was with them, and it was kind of like a no gimmick deal. It was, you're a veteran, come get certified scuba. So I signed up. They offered me a spot in their course for the open water scuba diver. I took it and I instantly just fell in love with scuba diving. We're like a boutique-y kind of shop, very small. We put the customer first. We're very into making sure our students and our customers feel like they're being served, not just checklist diving like some shops will just checklist. Go into the ocean, you go down, you do your skills, you come out. So we really felt like the Main Street would help complement this business and get the word out there. So our shop right now opens at 11. Those are our winter hours. We're in the off season. Our hours will change once we get into the warmer months to be open longer. Running a dive shop's it's a lot. It's a lot. We are a full service dive shop. We do training, sales, we do service, we do air fills. We also have a nitrox fill station. It's a lot, but we love to teach and show kind of what we're doing. So anytime you have a question, or if we're working on a regulator, I've had people come and just say, hey, what does the inside of a regulator look like? And I have one on my bench that I'm working on. Sit down. It's not a certification, but it's some knowledge that you get. I think it's fun when customers come in and people just walk by coming in. We have chairs here, we have a refrigerator, we have TV. Come in and hang out. We're a place where people can meet other scuba divers. That's kind of our hopes of having this relaxed kind of atmosphere here. So our training is 3-part for the open water scuba diver. There's an online e-learning portion that would be step 1. Customers and students complete that portion at their own leisure. Step 2, students will come into the store. We'll do like a 3-hour kind of refresher, answer any questions that students have off of the e-learning. We'll go through the equipment. At that point, if students have not purchased their personal gear, which is required, their mask, fin, snorkel, gloves, boot, and hood, which is required gear that students purchase prior to the course, we'll get them set up and fitted for gear. We will talk about computer diving and how to utilize a computer while diving, and then they will take a quick review test. Step 3 would be the open water certification dives. So that's 4 dives in the open water, in the ocean. We typically use Gloucester, Rockport, Massachusetts area, Cape Ann, to do our open water certification dives. Those consist of doing skills on 4 different dives in the ocean. Yes, some of the skills in the pool build upon themselves. So we kind of start off with just breathing off the regulator, standing in water, right? Then we might put our face in the water and breathe. Then we'll go underwater and breathe. Then we will go underwater, take the regulator out of our mouth, put it back in. Then we will take the regulator out of our mouth, let it go, recover the regulator, put it back in our mouth. The skill that we're trying to show you is if the regulator falls out of your mouth, you can get it back. But the way we teach the skill is in baby steps, right? Because we don't want to just throw you into, people are already nervous in general, right? They're doing something out of the norm, they're taking their first breaths out of water. And for us to throw you in the water and say, just take the regulator out and put it back in, that's not going to give people a good experience, right? People are going to panic. It's just not going to want to do it. So the skills build upon themselves, right? The next thing you know, by the end of the class, we're doing simulated out of air and ascending from 30 feet and orally inflating our buoyancy compensator device to obtain the positive buoyancy at the surface. And people are like, I can't do that when you tell them at the beginning. And by the end of the class, they're like, oh, I can do that. The open water scuba, and I just keep leading to the open water scuba course because that's the foundation of all the skills. Public safety diving, technical diving, it all comes back to the open water course. What we're teaching you is how to deal with problems, right? We're not teaching you all different types of fundamentals, right? In this course, with Descent Divers, we will spend that extra time to make sure you are a very great scuba diver. Because our student to instructor ratios. But what really helping you is the basis of the course is to help you deal with problems underwater. Other than introductory, we do have advanced courses all the way up through Dive Master, as well as a ton of specialties. So please stop by. We can explain more what we have to offer, or check us out on our website, descentdivers.com.
And we are back. So, Amanda, we went from Descent Divers, and now we're going to go where?
We're going to do a little shopping at Mass Value. I'm excited.
Let's take a look. Come on in to Mass Value, the thrift store located at 300 Hamilton Street right here in Leominster. This store is founded by Dan and Matt Williams, two brothers who have an eye for fashion and a heart for throwback. Let's hear from them on how they got started right here in Leominster.
I'm Dan Williams, the older brother. This is my brother Matt. We are Mass Value in Leominster, and we're partnered with our clothing recycling company, which is Pink Flamingo Recycling Company. So we, for years now, I've had a separate store in Amherst, Mass, vintage store, a resale. So we sell 80s, 90s, 2000s stuff, mostly clothing. It all started as a hobby, myself selling hats in college that kind of turned from a part-time job into full-time, and eventually hired my wife and my brother, and they worked for me in the store, and we kind of opened up the store out in Amherst together, and then ended up back in Leominster. We were both born in Leominster, so the thrift store at first was just a way for us to sort of move the items that weren't 80s, 90s, 2000s vintage items, and it's really grown now into how we're able to, we have the clothing recycling bins, and it all sort of leads to here.
And those bins that we collect donations through just allow us to keep our prices low in the thrift store and really benefit the community in that way as well. With new items going out every week, we're able to keep the store fresh while all prices being like below $5.
Thrift stores were a big part of how I started my original business and how we sourced our product for the vintage store. So we know the thrift store experience that we hope to have, and like you'd mentioned, it really is getting bigger and bigger with the younger generation. It's always been big with older generation retirees. Nobody's ashamed to thrift anymore. It's cool to thrift, and I think it is really important to support your local small businesses and through thrifts, and you have a far smaller footprint when you're using clothes for the secondhand clothing is great for the planet.
So for this thrift store, it's, of course, we're posting every week, whether it's stories or normal posts to the feed, and that's really, the page is gaining followers. We see it week by week. that following is increasing just as sales are increasing in the thrift store. So being open now for 2.5 months, maybe 3 months, is we're seeing everything really linked together here, and it does all start with social media at the end of the day, because even Facebook in particular, we're part of the Lemon Strides Unite Facebook page, and we've only posted like maybe 2 or 3 times in the last 2 or 3 months, but to see the reactions of people, and like we've been talking about, a lot of people don't know we're here yet. They haven't passed the store, seen the signs, so it's a real in the community, and to watch them benefit and actually reflect upon the quality of the store and the quality of the prices and everything. That's great. So we love all the feedback on social media, anything we can get, and any growth that comes from there. And to see actual people in Leominster posting about it and sharing and really taking advantage of it is awesome.
A huge part of how, or like why we're able to operate honestly, is business to business sales. As a thrift store, the community comes in and they'll get friends or items for themselves or their family and stuff, but the profits the store is really driven by resellers or people who own stores, vintage stores, thrift stores. Next on West in Leominster, our friend Trevor, he does vintage and modern menswear, womenswear, sneakers. We always, if someone wants a little bit more of a curated selection than this, then we send it to Next on West. Main Street Thrift and Air, our friends Michael and Kendra, they're able to come in and source for their store, and they buy hundreds and hundreds of items at a time. There are people that do live streaming on like Whatnot and other platforms like that, where if they come in on Saturday, we do $1 each for 50 or more items. So get a huge bundle of items for $1 each, and if they run a live at 99-cent auction, everything sells for $5, $10, $15. It's a really good flip. It kind of works out where both businesses are able to get the money they were hoping for on the goods. Many more people are buying sustainably and supporting multiple small businesses at the same time. And we do allocate a percentage of sales directly in store and our bulk sales outside of store to our mission, which we hope to be funding financially, local community shelters and schools, students, young entrepreneurs like ourselves. We met with the mayor earlier this year to just kind of get to know how we could have the greatest impact, I suppose, especially financially. If you're going to write a check, you want to make sure it goes to the right people and it's going to go be used properly, I suppose. We
both kind of picked up this whole, hobby at first, just with like reselling hats and like, more vintage items. But when we became familiar with the impact that we could have, at a greater scale, we never really aspired to have a thrift store. I don't think in the last, couple years. This idea really all came together maybe October 2023 of last year. But yeah, we're 4 years in so far, working together. So it's 99% of the time it goes smoothly.
It's definitely a family affair. Yeah, my wife has worked with us too, and my kids are always running around here, and our mothers both work for and help prep the store. It truly is kind of supporting small, supporting local. It's a family-based business, truly. We maintain, empty all of the Pink Flamingo bins as well. So we sell many hats, we wear many hats too. As we grow, I'm sure it won't be as family-oriented, but for now it truly is all family-based. It's nice.
we're back. Amanda, do you want to go on a little field trip?
Always.
Where are we going?
We're headed over to the Gate Escape, and we're going to compete to do the quest for the Golden Keys.
So when you see us, we're going to be wearing different outfits, and we have teams. So we will see you in a minute. We are here at the Gate Escape, and we are about to go inside, aren't we, Amanda?
We are.
So what are we going to be doing today?
We're going to try our hand at some competitions. I think it'll be a lot of fun.
So, I got my team. We got Melissa Tasca and Nicholas Kremp. So, are we going to win?
Definitely.
Yeah, let's do this.
So I'm here with my teammates, Stephanie and Johannes, and we're taking on the first challenge, which is the Broken Crest. And I guess the wizards smashed through 3 royal crests. Now it's our job to put them back together. We have to work quickly. We have 1 minute to reassemble as many crests as we can. Wish us luck.
Night Strike. Hello, Knights. You are getting closer to the dragon. A little target practice will do you good. Throw 10 dragon berries, then add up your points for each box. Complete the Night Strike in gold for triple points. Land in a gold key. Points are multiplied by 2. Alrighty. So I'm going to go throw some dragon berries. I never did good in Little League, so this will be fun.
So now we're at the 3rd round, which is distract the dragon. And we have to find out if we have what it takes to keep the dragon occupied, test our ring tossing skills. We have 10 rings to throw into the dragon's horns. And then if we get a ring on the horn, it's 20 points. If the ring is hung up but not on the horns, we get 10 points. Okay, let's see how this goes.
Tankard slide. Take a break at the local tavern and have a tankard of ale. But what fun is a tavern without some friendly wagering? / Slide the tankard down the table. See how well you do. You have 10 attempts. The mug must be at least 50% on the ring. Land on a golden key. That is a multiplier of 2. Outer ring is 20, middle ring is 30, center ring is 50 points.
The fifth challenge. Now this one is called the goblet hole. And so it's a medieval twist on a family favorite. We're going to choose a point circle to toss from, and we have 6 chances to get the bags into the goblet of mead. The entire bag must go in the hole for it to count. If it lands on the goblet, it's 5 points, and if it lands on a golden key, we multiply it by 2. All right, so we're here at the next challenge at number 6, which is the dizzy horse. So for this one, dragon's eggs are very valuable. The wizard may take a bribe of eggs in exchange for the golden keys he stole. You must steal the eggs from the sleeping dragon and switch them with the other eggs. But be careful, you don't want to wake a sleeping dragon. So we have to collect 3 eggs from the dragon's nest, place them into the egg torch. Then we get on our horse. We press the red button to start the timer. Once you hear the buzzer, head to the start circle. Follow the instructions on the following page. No spinning gameplay. So if you choose not to spin, you can do this instead. If spinning getting dizzy isn't your thing, don't worry. You can still play the station. It works the same, just without spinning. Scoring is different, but you can still earn points.
It's another throwing game. So, feed the dragon. All the flying around has made the dragon hungry. Throw some food into the bowls to hopefully fill up and slow him down. Toss 10 pieces of fruit, then add up your points.
We're at the last challenge, in number 8, and this one's the dragon battle. The wizard has summoned the dragon to guard the castle's golden keys. Luckily, you brought with you your bow and arrow, and your bow and exactly 8 arrows to slay the dragon.
what a fun day. We slayed a dragon, we rode a horse, we saved some eggs, and we put together some shields. So for Local Ventures, I'm one of your hosts, Scott Kurland. We will see you next time. And we're back. So we spent time at Descent Divers, we did some shopping at Mass Value, and we had a great time competing with each other at the Gate Escape. So Amanda, who ended up winning? Whose team won?
Well, it wasn't mine.
So next time, we're going to have to do a rematch. We're going to have to go to an escape room and see whose team can figure out a room fastest.
I think that's a good plan.
So until next time, I'm Scott Kurland from LTV.
And I'm Amanda Curtis from the City of Leominster.
We'll see you next time.